welcome back if you're not new here, but if you are new here, my name is Gamora. I read books. That's what you're here for, right? Great. We're still working out how I want to do the intro. Just hold my hand while we do it. As you saw by the title of today's video, we are doing a TBR jar. My TBR jar picks my November reads, but there's a twist to it. We are doing my DNF books. Either before or after this video, it should not be, these videos should not be too far apart. I went through all of the books that I have DNF'd since I started reading three years ago. I don't know if that video, I'm recording this video beforehand, so I don't know if that video will come out before this one, but it should, hopefully, probably, I don't know. No, but in this jar, we have a little twist. As I said, this jar contains all of the books that I've DNF'd. A lot of these books are books that are the second, third installment in a series that I did not care for, that I did not like, that I will never read again. We've got a few new DNFs on this list, but we are doing something new. I will, of course, be reading new books that I've never read yet, but I wanted to kind of try to give the books that I have DNF'd another chance. And every time I look at my shelves, I kind of get sad at the fact that these shelves are supposed to be all the books that I've read, and half of these are books that I've DNF'd. So we're giving them a second chance. I'm either going to do 3 or 5, depending on how much I want to read them, because there are a lot of DNF books that I want to give a second chance, but I have not yet. So if this goes well, we'll choose 5, but the goal is 3 because I do have a whole other ton of books that I want to read this month. That will be a surprise for you. I won't tell you, but it will be a surprise. But without further ado, let's get into the video. I just saw a name. I should probably shake these up first. Our first book that we are going to pick is... kind of scared. It's a short title. The Wishing Game. Okay. All right. Put that there. Should I give a backstory for each of these books? Might as well. I got a good I got to chapter 5 in this book. I started reading it on vacation, and I found myself not caring for the storyline. The story follows I think she's a teacher's aide, and she's either a teacher or a teacher's aide, and there's this kid that she really likes. I don't know if she's fostering him, but she wants to adopt him. I'm 80% sure. Don't get me wrong. I just felt myself tuning this book out, so I don't really know for sure. But there is this book series in this book universe, and the guy of the book series wrote one last book, and they have to find the book, and I guess they get like one I'm not quite sure. I saw Destiny Sidwell read this book, and I added it to my TBR because something just intrigued me by this, and I added this on my TBR around the time that I read not in 5 years, The Midnight Library. So I thought this was going to be close because it was also recommended to me, and I ended up not liking it. But we'll give it a second chance because I really do want to try to read this book. So that's book number 1. Book number 2. I probably should show you me getting these out. People are getting off of school. Okay, this is one. My Favorite Half Night Stand by Christina Lauren. Where is it? Oh, I was getting ready to read this book the other day. I'm so thankful that I got it because I was getting ready to read this book the other day. I was going to try to reread it again. This book I don't remember it, but I do remember DNFing it because it had long chapters. This was my second ever Christina Lauren book. The Unhoneymooners was another book I've DNF'd of her. I was trying to wait till the bus went by. I don't care though. The only book out of the 3 that I have read in its full entirety is Love in Other Words. So I was like, I love Love in Other Words. We might give this a second chance. But I do know I think the MMC and the FMC are friends and they meet on a chat in a chat room, and the MMC doesn't know that the FMC is the person that he's chatting with, but I'm not quite sure she knows. That's all I know. And I found the writing a little bit cringy. I got around, I'd say around like a good 50 pages before I DNF'd it. Back then, it was like one of the first ever books I've read. Back then, I didn't give a damn about reading, getting to the 100-page mark, because, you know, if you don't know me, which you don't, I try to give a book at least until 100 pages to DNF it. And I wasn't caring. I'd DNF a book 2 pages in if I didn't care for it. And this was one of those books. So add her to the list. This is going good. So I think we'll do 5. We'll do 5. I can't promise you'll read all of them. Okay, we'll do both of these because they both came out. Unless one of them is the Inheritance Games, then I'm putting that back in there. I'm never reading that book again. 3 Hours in Paris. Okay. Creaky Floors. This book, I don't think I never took the sticker off of this book. This was one of the first ever books that I got, ever. And I was branching out and I was like, I'm going to read more than just romance. And that never ended up happening. So I tried to read this book, hated it, hated the synopsis. Whenever I go to Barnes & Noble, at least when I first started going, I would like skim the synopsis and read like maybe the first page of the book. And if I cared at all, I'd get it. Because it wasn't my money that I was spending. But I've come to appreciate reading the synopsis in its entirety and looking up the book on Goodreads, seeing all of it. She suffers from I did not care enough to care itis, is what we'll call it. I feel bad for her, but I just threw the other one. If it's Inheritance Games, I'm putting it back in there. Can I change it out? We'll do 1 free pass. Every time we do this DNF series, I get 1 free pass. That's my free pass. If I pick it up again, I have to get it. It's fate. Not in Love. What is Not in Love? Where is it? Where? Oh my god. Watch me trip out while I try to find this book. Not in Love. Is this by, oh, it's an Ali Hazelwood book. Oh, that's why I couldn't find it. Okay. I know exactly why I DNF'd this book. The book started off rather strong, talking about some stuff I did not know about. And if you read the beginning chapter of this book, I felt as though I was stupid reading it. And I don't do well when you mix genres, like women in STEM and romance. I didn't really understand the women in STEM aspect of any of the other books I read. But I was like, I feel stupid, but it's okay. But this book, I couldn't do it. I was working on the way to work. I was reading this book and I could not for the life of me understand the first chapter. And then I read the last chapter and I was like, okay, I don't care for either one of these characters. But it did like pull on my heartstrings a little bit, enough for me to not want to return it because I still had time to return it. But if you saw my August wrap-up video, thank you for watching it. But I DNF'd this book in August of this year. So we'll do one more. I was kind of hoping that I'd get, like, I guess it won't be a spoiler because the video is going to come out probably before this one. I was hoping I was going to get, like, what's the word? Like, did I put any of my Emily Henry books on here? Because I did DNF those. I thought I was going to get, like, like, one of the 2 books in the, I'm not in frame. One of the 2 books in the second or the third book, Love Unwritten or Love Arranged, because I DNF'd both of them because I hated the first book with a passion and the second book was longer than the first one. but it's got a single dad trope, so I was like, I might love it, but I'm gonna be really upset if I don't get it. This is why this idea is stupid. Oh, it fell back in there. Unwritten. Where is that? You in real time. In real time. I dropped this back in the thing and I looked right at it and it didn't register. I just said I wanted to. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so, God, thank you. This book is the reason I'm doing this video. I want a redemption arc for my boy Raphael and Ellie, because I love a single dad trope. I love a single dad grumpy sunshine trope. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be on vacation. This book is a thick girl, and it's thicker than the first one, and I hated the characters in the first one. Did not care. The side plot of like going on the adventure or like finding out the history of the house and stuff, I was interested in, but I could not for the life of me care enough to continue the book for that sole aspect alone. And so I, by process of elimination, DNF'd this book and Love Arranged. I literally got Love Arranged and then maybe like 3 days later read Love Redesigned, and I hated it. And I was like, I'm sad because the third and second book look so pretty. Look, they're so pretty. And I hate displaying like books on my shelf that I don't like, but Lauren Asher is really good at book covers. So we got her. I'm so excited. They're my 5 books. Read them and weep. Read them and weep. We've got The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. My Favorite Half Night Stand by Christina Lauren. Do you say Christina and Lauren? I think I've heard people say that before. 3 Hours in Paris by Cara Black. I think I've wanted to read. No, that's by a different author. Same first name. But maybe I did want to read a book by her and I'm just tripping. Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood. If I like this book, the redemption arc for Problematic Summer Romance will be in full effect. For those of you who like that book and want me to read it, because I didn't like that book. And Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. I'm so thankful I got this book, because there are multiple other books on here, and you'll see that on my like DNF, like books I've DNF'd. We'll take these. What do I want to do with these? Because I might not read all of these. But I will say, if you like this series, if you like this video, I might do a series where I'm going to put this back in the jar, and I'll explain in a second. I might do a series where every other month, because I have created prompts for my TBR jar, so maybe every other month, starting in 2026, we'll pick 3 to 5 books out of this jar until I have read every single book, or at least attempted to read or reread every single book that I've DNF'd. And if the book, I can't make promises that I'll get rid of the book or I'll like give it to a new home if I try to read it again and I still don't like it. But if the book the second time around is still bad, it'll get taken out of the jar along with the titles that I do read. So my DNF pile video should come out. These books will be included, obviously, because I did DNF these. If you liked any of these books and you like praise these books, please tell me, because all of these books I for sure wanted to give a second chance. So I'm very grateful that I'm getting a second chance to read them, because I always look at these books, like these books specifically that I have holding in my hand, I'm like, I want to reread those because I don't think I gave them a fair chance. I'm talking a mile per minute. And then I'm like, but they were bad. And then I'm like, come on, I just gotta give them a second chance. I've got a few books on my TBR, like my regular TBR that we'll talk about. I'm gonna pull them off. Give me 1 second if you want to see what I want to read this month. All of my new books. I have a pile of books. I'm back. I have a pile of books. These are all the books that these are the pile of books that I want to read and that I've been eyeballing this past month. So the priority will be the DNF'd pile, but these are 5 books that I hope to get to this month. but the DNF pile will take priority. The first book we have is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. We're going to get to this month. This is a little spoiler for all of you guys who watched the TBR video for October. I didn't get to it this month, and I won't get to it because I chose a different series than this one, and I told you guys that if whichever series, I don't know why I'm leaning, whichever series I get to first, I probably won't get to the other series because I hate reading multiple series in a month. And my brain can't read one book in a series without finishing it, unless I hate the series. Love Redesign, for example. But I hope to get to this book, which is going to be a tall task when you see the book coming up. I won't pull her out after this one. I'll remind you. But I have 2 series. I have 3 series on my TBR this month. And so if I get to this series, it's because it's the shortest one. But I really want to read this book. And I can't wait to read her. So she got it to my TBR. I have fallen for the Fredrik Backman. Was Paper Town by Fredrik Backman? I think that was the first ever thing that I saw of like his work, and I absolutely adored it. If Paper Town is by him, then I've seen a movie. But this got turned into a TV show. But I got this book at Barnes & Noble. I've been eyeing it. I've been getting Anxious People recommendations by Fredrik Backman. And what is it, like Friends? But I don't remember what the book is called. Another like very popular book by Fredrik Backman. And I want to read his work so badly. But I might do the same thing with the Taylor Jenkins Reid, where I get a combination of his books and then read them all in one video. But I want to read this really badly. Maybe get to it this year, maybe not. And this is a more recent book that I have been debating on whether or not I'm going to read it before the month ends. But I don't know if I should put this on my TBR for November, because chances are I probably will read this before the month ends. It's October 28th. I kind of push it into overdrive when the month ends, and I read like 8 books in 2 days. I have a problem. But Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. I hope I said her name right. This book, I don't know really the synopsis of each one of these books, but I do know this book follows a woman in accidental pregnancy, and her friend, her older brother's friend, kind of helps her navigate her pregnancy. I don't know if like the baby daddy's like deadbeat, but I think he's in the end of the book. I saw like I spoiled it, but like it's a confusion spoiler. I try to read the end of a book before I read the book. I have that problem. It didn't really spoil anything. There's some guy's name in here, which I'm assuming is the baby daddy because he was in the delivery room. So I think he's kind of like on the out. I'm not quite sure. Don't take book recommendations from me. I'll with my full chest explain a book, and then at the end of it, I'll say, I think that's what happens. Don't get me wrong. And this book is kind of an iffy choice because it's Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. I keep seeing Crescent City. I keep hearing more and more news about the 6th book in the ACOTAR series. I can't wait for Avatar Fire and Ash to come out. It comes out in December. Every time I think of ACOTAR, I think of Avatar. So I have to mention it because greatest movie of all time. Don't look at me, look at the box office. Period. But I know people say you can either read this book first or you can read this book 3rd or 4th or 5th. I don't know. But I do know people say that it like won't really make sense. If you read this book first, because you don't have like the context of the characters. But then again, if you read it later in the series, it won't really matter. Because it's like, okay, keep leaning on my bookshelf. They're my books. That's 430 something pages. Yeah, the end of the book says the beginning. Says the beginning. That's 430 pages of stuff you probably already know. I'm just speculating because a lot of people say that it wouldn't make sense to read the prequel like 3rd, even though I'm assuming that it came out later down the line after the first one. But If I get to the TOG series, is what I tend to call it. I don't know if that's what we call it, or we just call it Throne of Glass. I call it TOG, but I've never seen anybody call it that before. But if I get to the TOG series this month, I will start with this one. So these are all of my books I want to read in the month of November. These are heavy. Give me a second. And I am an overachiever. Because it's 10 books. I could read 10 books in a month. Might not be all of these, but it will be 10 books. Because most of these are series. Even if it's just Assassin's Blade. But I will get to these. Let me know if you want any Pacific reading vlogs for these books. Any of these 10. If you want to see me continue a series, like, I'm not good with reading vlogs. I don't usually like them, but let me know. This video is long. But these are the 5 books at the bottom that I DNF'd and hope to get to. They're my top priority, and these are the 5 books that I want to read this month that I have not read yet. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will read these. I've got a few more, what I like to call bangers, coming up for you guys. It's been a hectic few weeks. My nephew just left, so I can record these videos without someone screaming. I had to delete a whole video idea that I had because there was background noise. It peeved me off to the fullest extent. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, like, comment, share, subscribe. Do all of the little things that you're supposed to do so we can get more retention, more viewer retention, whatever the word is, so I can make more of these videos, because that'll tell me that you like them. I love you guys so much. Goodbye.